and Jai Masi to everyone. This is really my privilege to share in our Saturday's prayer fellowship for the first time. And I was just thinking, like this has been a tremendous and amazing time that over so many years that people have been praying for our city, for Siliguri. So I also I also am a part of this fellowship now, and it's really a privilege, because I remember during 1996, 97, we had this Christmas rally, on 24th December, and I remember that rally ended in our Mabat church, and Pastor Lucky Karthik was there, and that time he prayed for Siliguri city, and then he that was a very powerful time we had, and as we prayed for the Siliguri city, it was just next to the present church road where we have right now. And then that was the time when I personally I prayed to God that Lord, use me for this city. you know I dedicate my life, and use me in your ministry. And it so happened that I wanted to join Campus Crusade for Christ, and I was preparing for that. And then while I was preparing, somewhere or the other things were getting delayed, and I could not join Campus Crusade. And Mr. George Zazu and Catherine Didi, they used to, they were mentoring me. And somehow I got an opportunity to work with World Vision that time. So I joined in 1998. And then in my interview, I was asked, you have to work for Siliguri. you know, you have to work in the slum area, you have to do social work, and I was a very young lad that time. I was just 21 years old. And 21 year ko nani keta kasto huncha अब, ni. And I bluntly said, I cannot do that. I'm too young for this. To go to the slum area and to work, because the way we grew up, no, we were not allowed to go to slums. No, त्यहाँ राम्रो हुँदैन, वहाँ पे अच्छा नहीं है, वहाँ के बच्चों के साथ मत घुल मिलो, वहाँ के बच्चों के साथ मत खेलो. When we were kid like that, slum is something like, it's like it's out of bound area for us. So then I don't know how it was, and I happened to join temporarily in World Vision. मैंने सोचा कि later on I will be joining Campus Crusade, but as of now, let me join World Vision. And after I started working in Siliguri city, I came to know this city much more than before, especially the sufferings, the issues, and the problems. And the committed grew, and now it's almost 20 to 23 years that I've been working. In between, God put me to different places in Calcutta and Doers, but then finally I'm in Siliguri. So this morning, what I want to share is, like, the vision for our city. What is the vision for our Siliguri? There are so many things happening around, so many issues now. Many of us are working in this city now. We know this city much better than before. So my situation was like Jonah. So when he was asked to go to Nineveh and preach against it, and then ये तो नहीं हो सकेगा मेरे से ना. So I will I rather go and run away. But then God put me there back. And then I remember when Jonah realized that when there was a draw of lots, and he said, I am a Hebrew, then I worship the Lord who has made the heaven and the dry land. So that time I realized that you cannot, what God has put you, you cannot run away. What God has given you, what God has planned through you cannot run away from that. So what I want to challenge this morning is, like, God is showering the talents. God is giving us different, ministries, different responsibilities to us, which we never thought we would do. In our group, like, the first when this COVID thing struck, I really appreciate Brother Kumar was there. He came forward, to go and help the COVID patient. And then we had Pikai and all giving rations, and he's doing sanitizing. And I myself, I am involved in roti challenge, in giving rotis. And right now again, Brother Eliezer is there, Raj is there. I don't think that this was planned. We never planned this, you know. And how? The only thing is how we accept that. God gives us talent, God gives us responsibility, which we never thought of we could do, and it is beyond our capacity. You know, just we just need to think that what God has given us during this time, and what, like Pikai, Raj, George, and Brother Kumar, what we are doing, we never thought this would happen with us, and it is beyond our capacity. Yesterday, I was thinking 2 days, 2 lakhs we could raise, but for COVID patient, we never thought, we used to always think कि COVID आया है, this and that, but we never thought that God would bless us. अरे तुम चल के तो देखो, you take the first step of faith, and you see how I will bless you, you know. And this is what I want to challenge, that this is the time, this is a time and opportunity God has given us. God is giving us the talents, and how we multiply that, how we use that. That is the challenge for each one of us. You know, each one of us, we need to, I think, identify and just mm, self-realization and retrospect, what God wants us from. You know, and I was thinking like, how I would like to see Siliguri city. That was the vision, and God gave me Zechariah 8, chapter 8, verse 5. And let me read out. So wonderful words, this is how our city should look like. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Once again, men and women of old age will sit in the streets of Jerusalem, each of them with cane in hand because of the age. And the city streets will be filled with boys and girls playing there. We can visualize our city, with not only Siliguri but our nation as whole. The vision should be the boys and girls playing on the streets means freely. It's a joyful picture that God is given us as a vision for our city. That old age people, people will become old. They will not die young. Some people saying हम तो शायद 50-60 भी नहीं जिएंगे. But our vision should be, we need old people. But because of their age, they can. But children will be playing on the streets. There will be no protection issues. Our city will be wiped off from so many sins. So what I'm thinking, what I do sometimes is like I list out the sins in Siliguri. We do it during our prayer fellowship also. What are the issues? There are prostitutions, HIV, AIDS, drug addiction, crimes, and so many things in our city. So we need to, we need to claim, and we need to pray for all those issues. So this is, and I also remember, how we used to, we have to sharpen ourselves. From Ecclesiastes 10:10, our Panluk sir that day shared, this is the time that we need to sharpen ourselves to work for our city. So God is asking us to go to Nineveh and preach against it. God is giving us a difficult work, a challenging work, but it's no time for us to run away from that, because we cannot do that. So better that we come back and we follow his instructions, we follow his responsibility that is given, and we work for our city. So this is a small challenge that I want to share, and over to Jaswanka.